Everyone on board was declared dead. Rescue divers weren't looking for survivors anymore. They were recovering bodies from a ship resting nearly 100 feet beneath the ocean. But then, deep inside the darkness, one diver heard something impossible. A knock, then another. When he reached out through the black water, a human hand suddenly grabbed his arm. The man had been trapped underwater for 60 hours, and somehow, he was still alive. But this incredible survival story did not begin with a rescue. It began with a normal day at sea. Harrison Okene was a 29-year-old cook working aboard the offshore tugboat Jascon 4, operating in the Atlantic Ocean near Nigeria. Like any other day, he was doing his job, preparing meals, helping the crew, and waiting for the journey to end. Nobody on board knew that this would be their final day on the surface. Hours later, the same ocean that surrounded them peacefully would become the force that would take their ship beneath the waves. And for Harrison Okene, the fight for survival was about to begin. At around 4:30 in the morning, the peaceful routine on the Jascon 4 came to an end. The ocean had become dangerously unpredictable. Without warning, the tugboat began to lose stability. The massive waves pushed the vessel beyond its limits, and within seconds, the ship started to roll over. The crew had almost no time to react. As the Jascon 4 tilted further and further, everything inside the ship was thrown into chaos. Lights went out. Equipment crashed through corridors. Water rushed into the vessel. Harrison was inside the ship when it suddenly turned upside down. In the darkness and confusion, he tried to escape. But the ship was already sinking beneath the ocean. The world above him disappeared. The Jascon 4 came to rest nearly 30 meters underwater. And inside the overturned ship, Harrison Okene was completely trapped. When the Jascon 4 finally stopped moving, Harrison Okene realized something terrifying. He was still alive, but he was trapped inside a sunken ship at the bottom of the ocean. The lights were gone, the temperature was freezing, and the only thing separating him from the ocean around him was a small pocket of air trapped inside the ship. Harrison found a small bathroom that had not completely filled with water. It became his only shelter, with no way to contact anyone, no food, and no idea if anyone even knew he had survived. He could only wait. The darkness around him was almost complete. Every sound from the damaged ship reminded him that he was still hundreds of feet away from safety. Above the ocean, rescuers believed there were no survivors left. But deep beneath the surface, Harrison Okene was fighting to stay alive. Hour after hour, he waited in the darkness. Not knowing if anyone would ever find him, time became impossible to measure. Inside the sunken ship, Harrison Okene had no idea how long he had been trapped. Minutes felt like hours, and hours felt like days. He was surrounded by freezing water, complete darkness, and the constant fear that nobody would ever find him. His body was slowly becoming weaker. He had no food, almost no fresh water, and no way to call for help. Every breath he took depended on the small pocket of air above the water. But Harrison refused to give up. He prayed, he tried to stay calm, and he focused on one thing: staying alive. Above the ocean, rescue teams had already recovered the bodies of the other crew members. The ship was considered a graveyard. Nobody expected anyone to still be alive inside. But deep below the surface, Harrison was still waiting. For nearly 3 days, he remained trapped in the darkness, until finally, something changed. After nearly 3 days underwater, a rescue team finally returned to the sunken Jascon 4. The mission was not a rescue. They were there to recover the bodies of the crew members who had been lost. Nobody believed anyone could still be alive inside the wreck. A team of professional divers entered the darkness of the ship. Their flashlights moved slowly through flooded corridors, searching through what they thought was an empty vessel. Then something unexpected happened. One of the divers heard a sound. At first, he wasn't sure what it was. Deep inside the darkness, there was movement. The diver followed the sound and entered a small room inside the overturned ship. And there, hidden in the darkness, he saw a person.
What's that? Alright, you found one, yeah? He's alive, he's alive. Okay, keep him there, keep him there. Alright, alright, just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. Alright, just keep. Okay. Alright. Harrison. Okay, Harrison. My name is Colby. Okay? Alright, we're going now. Put your head underwater and breathe comfortably, okay?
Harrison Okene was still alive. After spending nearly 60 hours trapped underwater, he reached out from the darkness and grabbed the diver's hand. A moment that should have been impossible had just happened. Finding Harrison alive was only the beginning of the rescue. Getting him out of the ship would be another challenge. After nearly 60 hours underwater, his body had adapted to the extreme environment. The divers could not simply take him straight to the surface. A sudden change in pressure could have killed him. Instead, Harrison was placed inside a special diving bell and slowly brought back to the surface through a controlled decompression process. After spending almost 3 days trapped in darkness, Harrison finally saw sunlight again. He was taken to a hospital where doctors confirmed something incredible. Apart from dehydration and the effects of his terrifying experience, he had survived. The story quickly spread around the world. A man who was supposed to be dead had walked away from the bottom of the ocean. But surviving the impossible did not mean everything went back to normal. Harrison had experienced something very few humans ever have. The memory of those 60 hours underwater would stay with him forever. If you enjoyed this journey through history, consider subscribing for more stories about the people, events, and mysteries that shaped our world. Thanks for watching.